All right, hello. So we just got a delivery from SetPower. What are you doing, Bubs? What are you doing, Goof? So we just ordered this SetPower RV45D Pro. RV45D Pro. So we paid full out-of-pocket money for this. We wanted to upgrade our setup because we have been using coolers for several years now. Our Coolman coolers are awesome. They work great, but we just hate when we do longer road trips, and even now shorter road trips too, like having to empty out the ice and refill the ice all the time. So it's just becoming a pain in the butt. So we decided, let's get a 12-volt fridge cooler, fridge freezer. And after doing some research, we found out this is really kind of the best budget option. So I know this, you got to be careful. This is a knife. Beau is my assistant today. He will be helping with probably nothing, but he brings the vibes. So that's all we can really ask from him. Okay, Bubba, I got to get this last one. You gotta be careful. Okay. Scooch, 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 scooch. You don't want to hurt yourself. Yeah. What do you think, dude? Whoa. Just a bunch of styrofoam. Wow, this thing looks sick. Holy moly. What do you think, dude? Wow, so this is pretty sweet. Beau's checking it out, seeing what we got. So sweet. So we have the 45 quart. It's a 45 quart model. Oh, nice. That like snaps out, and then we still have the handle on the side. Okay, so you can like drag this thing around with the wheels on the back. That's pretty sweet. Nice, it opens really nice. And I think this is reversible. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so in the box was cables. So looks like an AC and a DC cable in here. And then some documentation and instructions, probably something like that. So as you can see on the inside here, we have nice one basket, and then another basket, and this one has like rubber stops on it. I don't know if you can see that. These rubber stops. I was inspecting everything very carefully today. And then we have the removable divider. So this separates the two zones. So you can make like one of them freezer, one of them a fridge, vice versa. And if you pop this out, you can make the whole thing either a fridge or a freezer. So not too sure what we're gonna do yet. It would be nice to have some frozen stuff for longer trips. You can freeze some meat and veggies and stuff like that, and have some stuff cooler over there, but I don't know if this cooler or this fridge is really big enough for that. So as you can see too, in the bottom there's a drain plug, so that's pretty nice. That's included. That just pulls out just like that, drain. Okay. I like that snaps into place. Seems really sturdy. All right, what do we have for inputs screen-wise? This thing's pretty nice. Has the dual zones, so left zone, right zone. And then there's the settings button. I like that they're physical buttons too. It's pretty nice. And then it looks like the inputs, excuse me buddy, the inputs are right here on the front. So DC input here, the only input, and then there's a 15 amp fuse. And I think the AC is like a converter. Take that off. Nice and shiny. Okay, so the included cables are the DC cable, just like a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug-in, and then it has this, I don't know if that's proprietary or some other type of cable, but or adapter, but yeah, so that's the end on that. And then this is the AC/DC adapter cable. So this plugs into there, plugs into your wall, just standard wall outlet. And then this is how you plug it into the unit itself. So once that's plugged into the wall, this just gives you 12 volt, and you can plug this into here, like that, and then this goes into the fridge. So pretty simple. It's cool that they give you both, because we'll probably have this plugged in at home when we're cooling it down for a trip, and then we'll have the 12 volt when we're on the road probably. So I also have an AC plug in the bed of my truck, and it's like 400 watts or something is the max when the truck is running, and then 100 watts when the truck is off. So I don't know if that will power this, but we have a Blue Eddy power bank that we're going to use anyways, so shouldn't matter too much. Probably just end up using the Blue Eddy for this. Okay, so we got plugged in here. I have plugged in to the wall outlet here with the AC adapter, and then that DC plug into the bottom. And it was set, default is 64. So, oh, nice. So look at that. So if I crack the lid open here, you can see that it has a light that covers both sides. So it's a one light strip here, and this divider splits it to both sides. And now if I take this out, you can see that we've gone down to one zone. Now if I put this back in, boom, back to two zones. Pretty sweet. So I'm gonna take this out. So now that we're in one zone, close that down. And I want this to, we'll say 10 degrees. Oh, so this switches between max and eco mode. We're at home, so I just want to roll to max. It is currently 1:33 p.m. So we'll check back when this thing is down to 10 degrees. It is 1:51, so not even 20 minutes later, and this thing is already down to 10 degrees. So pretty quick, pretty speedy to get down the temperature. If I open this up here, I fill it with some of Beau's raw food. I mean, it's cold in here. It definitely feels it, so pretty cool. What do you think, Bubs? No, we're not eating food. Alright, so we have had this SetPower RV45D Pro for between a month and 2 months, month and a half, I'd say, around there, and we absolutely love it. It's been great. We've had no issues with it. We've pretty much always used it in single zone mode. We have not had the divider in there pretty much at all. It works great. It sips power when you have it in eco mode. With our Blue Eddy power bank, which is a 760 something watt hour power bank, it runs for about 4.5 days or so in summer heat here in Salem. So, you know, it's been up in the 90s, high 80s. It works great, cools down pretty quick. We usually pre-chill it at home before we leave for a trip. And it gets down the temperature, like you saw earlier in the video, in just a few minutes, which is just absolutely awesome. One thing to note too is when you have it very full, which we have had it very full for a longer trip we took, I think it was about 5 or 6 days we took to Olympic, and we had this very packed full. Some of the stuff right near the cooler zones got frozen actually because we had it too full, and we believe that's because the air can't properly circulate when there's too much in there, and the temperature sensor doesn't read the lowest temperature because there's too much in its way. So that's our theory as to why that happens. I mean, that happens in a normal fridge as well if you have it too full. But when we had it just moderately packed, or I would say 3/4 full, it did excellent. We had no issues with it. We're able to pack pretty much a whole week of food in here for Sarah and I, which is great. We've been packing Beau's raw food in there as well, but we noticed when we pack Beau's raw food, it takes up a whole ton of space that we don't get to use for our food. So we actually switched to doing freeze-dried raw food for Beau's food, just to give us some more space for our food in this fridge. But overall, very happy with it. The reason we went with the 45 instead of the 60 was because of the height. The 60 was too tall to fit underneath the tonneau cover in my Tacoma, so we went with the 45D, and I'm actually thrilled with it. It's the perfect size. It's not too big. When it's totally filled up, it's still light enough where you can carry it, and the included wheels here are great for the truck bed. You don't even need a fridge slide. You can just pull it in and out using the wheels. One thing too about that is we've got it pretty scuffed up on the side here. So I'm looking at getting the insulated cover for it. I think the insulated cover should help a little bit with some of that scuffing and also keep it cooler, and it won't kick on as much. So looking into that. But so far, after a month and a half of use, we have really no issues with it. It's been totally great for us. We'd recommend it to anybody. So if you're interested in getting a SetPower, I'd say check them out. They're running deals. I think we got close to $100 off on a Memorial Day, I think it was a Memorial Day sale. So definitely check out something like that. And yeah, we'll be continuing to use it. If anything comes up, we'll let you guys know. But we are thrilled to not have to buy ice for our coolers anymore. So very thrilled with this fridge. Beans, what are you doing? What are you doing, crazy man? Are you excited? Are you excited about our new fridge that we always fill up with your food because you have so much of it?